Today I will present our progress on the Elmer gold discovery, which is located in the James Bay region in Quebec, Canada. You know, there are three ideas to be retained about Azimut. It's our investment thesis. First, again, the Elmer discovery, which represents our flagship project at current time, and we will develop on it. The second idea to be retained about Azimut, Azimut has the largest exploration portfolio in Quebec, and we are focusing mostly on gold and copper. We have a very large, extensive gold and copper project across the province. Finally, our core business is related to advanced data processing using an expert system that we call Aztec-Min. This led us to generate many quality targets through time and then develop and attract good partners which invested into this project. Coming back to the Elmer property, it is located about 100 kilometers west from the Eleanor gold mine, which is owned and operated by Newmont. You may be not familiar with the James Bay region, but it is located in northern Canada. For a northern region, it is highly accessible with excellent infrastructure, paved highways, power lines, airports, and also the relationship with the First Nations is very good. The government of Quebec has signed many long-term agreements with the Cree Nation, and this is a very good spirit. We are working in a very good spirit with the First Nations to advance exploration properties in the region. The property itself, the Elmer property, is a 35-kilometer long project, which is owned 100% by Azimut. The Patron discovery is located almost in the middle of the property. We have on the west side, we have at least 10 kilometers of strike. On the eastern side, we have at least 15 to 20 kilometer strike. It's wide open for additional exploration along strike. Typically, it's a greenstone geology with extensive shear zones parallel to the greenstone. A very classical context for shear-hosted gold deposits. As you can see, you have listed the best drilling intersections related to the Patron discovery. We're talking about very substantial thicknesses over with significant grade. And at current time, of course, it's seen as a very robust discovery. But, you know, surrounding this initial discovery site, we have identified what we call a priority exploration corridor. It's an 8-kilometer long by 3-kilometer wide area in which we have advanced additional targets, which may represent significant additional potential for discoveries. We will come back later with this with more information on that. What we do at current time, we are completing a drilling program. It will be completed by the end of June. It's a 15,000-meter program totaling 60 holes. And the program itself is divided in two parts. The first part is simply to expand the initial discovery, the Patron zone, with 10,000 meters of drilling on 30 holes. Again, we are not doing any infill drilling at current time. We are just expanding the size of the discovery. It's a delineation drilling program to have a better idea about the shape, about the extent of this zone. The second part of the program is simply to test new targets around the initial discovery site with 5,000 meters of drilling on 30 holes. But most of the program at current time is focused to just strengthen the discovery by expanding its size. The objective is very clear, is to advance towards the delineation of a gold resource of at least 2 million ounces. And we believe that it will be achievable, maybe not with the current program, but probably with the next one. We are confident to be able to reach that resource figure within 6 months to 1 year from now. And again, it can be related only to the pattern zone, and we may have other zones contributing to this initial resource figure. How the pattern zone is defined at current time. This zone has been drilled according to 50-meter centers. Very early, we started with a systematic drilling program. We were very confident about its geometry and continuity, and it's the reason why we decided to start with relatively closely spaced holes. At current time, this zone is defined with 11 drilling fences totaling 44 holes. The strike length, as currently defined, 500 meters. This zone extends down to 400 meters, and it is wide open at depth. On the average true width, we have 35 meters of true width, up to 80 meters. And as you see, it's a substantial wide zone with a good continuity. Quickly regarding the history of the discovery, initial claims have been acquired in 2018, and we did our first field visit in October of that year. Very initial sampling, and we have very quickly we have recognized the potential of the pattern prospect. In 2019, based on the prospecting and stripping results, we decided to move ahead right away with an initial drill program, almost 1,000 meters of drilling with 7 holes, which all of them return good intervals, large intervals with good grades. Then we move in the following year, last year, with 10,000 meters of drilling, 55 holes. Now we are currently completing this 15,000 meters of drilling. It's in progress, but almost completed. And now we are planning an additional 20,000 meters of drilling for this fall. We will come back on this. Now, this is the shape of the mineralized zone as it is defined at current time. We have a gabbro in the footwall. Most of the mineralized zone is hosted by felsic volcanics and also by a felsic intrusion. The mineralized zone is vertically dipping 70 to 70 degrees to the north, and it is controlled by the regional schistosity. This is a typical view about core. Essentially, it's a quartz vein network with pyrite, disseminated pyrite, dusty or coarse-grained pyrite, pyritic stringers, and massive to semi-massive pyritic lenses. We have also a strong alteration and a lot of VG as well. According to the mineralogy, we are not anticipating any difficulty on the metallurgical side. We believe that we are not dealing with with refractory material. We have no deleterious elements like arsenic, bismuth, tellurium, tungsten, and even the silver content is low. We can really talk about a gold-only system. This is a longitudinal section of all the mineralized intercept. We are not taking into account the last holes which have been drilled during the current campaign. Here you see this 500-meter strike length of this zone down to 250 meters. And now, of course, we know that it exists much deeper. But again, you see the continuity, the lateral continuity of the gold grade on the good grade distribution along hole of the gold grade. This is a cross section located in the mid part of the mineralized body. Mineralization, as you can see, start from surface down to 400 meters along deep. And again, it's wide open at depth. The next hole to be disclosed is mineralized, is visually mineralized. And we don't, the system doesn't show any weakening with depth. Again, according to what we see here, it's a simple, continuous, predictable geometry with a significant thickness, on average 35 meters. Also, the last holes we have drilled within the pattern zone may indicate a possible grade increase with depth. This should be confirmed, we hope, with the additional results we are waiting. Again, what is interesting with this section, what you see, for each drilled interval, you see a high-grade component, which is included in a much wider intercept. Again, this is a consistent figure that we see at the scale of this zone. This is, again, a longitudinal section which show you the relationship between a vertically dipping felsic intrusion in the mid part of the zone with a gold-bearing intercept. About 50% of the gold-bearing intercept are hosted within this felsic intrusion, which may play a key role in controlling the gold grade on the thickness of the body. According to the shape of this felsic intrusion, we believe that we believe that we can expect a much deeper vertical extend, because this intrusion itself has a vertical rake, and we see a direct relationship between the grade and the thickness and the intensity of the quartz veining with this intrusion. And for us, this is a central piece to understand what the control works for this zone. Essentially, it's a shear-related system with most of the intersections directly related to the intrusion. This is the same longitudinal section, but showing you the 5% quartz mineralized envelope. Again, here we see that as soon as we are entering into this 5% quartz envelope, we capture most of the gold-bearing intercept. Again, we are not talking about small disconnected gold-bearing intervals, but we are talking about a continuous wide mineralized zone. which is, of course, open at depth. Again, the relationship between the previous slide, which is the quartz envelope, with a 0.3 gram per ton cutoff grade. Again, this is a continuous, simple mineralized envelope, well correlated with the quartz envelope, and of course, structured by the felsic intrusion in the mid part of this zone. This is a key slide which show you a central high-grade ore shoot. Again, this central high-grade ore shoot is spatially linked with a vertically dipping felsic intrusion. What is interesting when we see we analyze in a little bit more detail the shape of this central ore shoot. It has a 50-meter true thickness on average, based on the true thickness of 19 holes. It is showing a very consistent shape, again, vertically dipping. What we have recently released are 19 additional holes, which are reported on this slide. On 14 of them are showing good mineralized intercept. We don't have the gold content yet, but they are looking comparable to previously disclosed gold-bearing mineralized intercept. And 8 of these holes are showing visible gold, and we are, of course, expecting comparable results, comparable to the best holes already reported. Again, this central ore shoot the shape of it may change. There is no sign that the system is weakening with depth. Maybe its shape will be better with depth. We don't know yet. We await for these additional results, but we are confident that this discovery will have much deeper extent. This is based on a comparison with analogues. The closest analog we know is the Goldex mine, which is located in the Val d'Or mining camp in Quebec. The strike length at surface of this deposit is similar, it's comparable to the 500-meter strike length we know for Patron. The deposit goes down to 1.8 kilometers. It is related to a vertically dipping felsic intrusion, alteration type, mineralization type, quartz vein network are very comparable to what we see at Patron, and the gold content of the Goldex mine is 4.3 million ounces. Again, this is a possible analog. We are working with this analog in mind, but we are adaptable. We are agnostic in terms of mineral deposit type. This is just a support which provides us some confidence for the next exploration phases. There is also another example which is well known, Rory's Knoll in Guyana. Again, even a smaller footprint, but going down to 2.6 kilometers with more than 6 million ounces of gold reported. Some elements to be added regarding the discovery. It's a wide envelope, which is from a structural standpoint, which is simple. We don't see internal folding. There is no structural complexities related to isoclinal folding. In that way, we can easily connect one mineralized intercept to the next one. We were not too anxious about the continuity, which can be downgraded by structural complexities. One another positive factor we haven't observed cross-cutting barren dikes. This is a common feature to have cross-cutting barren dikes, which may have a very negative impact, which may create internal dilution. We are not seeing anything like that at Patron, and again, this is for us a good sign to be able to prove the geometric continuity at the stage we will start talking about a resource estimate. Again, we already talked about this regarding metallurgy. We are not anticipating any metallurgical problem for gold recovery. Now, the upside potential around the discovery, we have defined in 2020 10 new target areas, which are showing a comparable footprint with the initial discovery site, the Patron Gold Zone. These targets have been defined within an area of 8 kilometers long by 3 kilometers wide. We have defined those targets by using a systematic prospecting data, an extensive induced polarization survey, till sampling, and also a lot of geological and structural interpretation. By combining all these data layers, we have defined these 10 targets, which are shown on this slide. The Patron discovery is located in the middle part of the target area, of the large target area, and all the surrounding ellipse will be drilled by the end of this month. And we may hit during this campaign or later, but according to the geological context, and we are on the presence of high-grade gold showings along strike with the Patron discovery. The footprint is very good, and we believe that chances of making an additional discovery, maybe 2, maybe 3, are very good soon or later. Again, the next slide will show you the relationship between the IP footprint with the gold content in glacial sediments. And again, we have a good spatial correlation between these IP anomalies and the gold content in till. Anyway, we believe that these elements are a good proxy for a potential discovery. Now, few data on the corporate side. Azimut has been founded in 1986. We still have 69.2 million shares outstanding. The capital structure has never been consolidated since the founding of the company. The float is estimated to 20 million shares. The ownership is robust, 5% for the insiders, 31% for the largest Quebec-based institutions, and 28% for few corporations and private investors. Again, Azimut is recognized as a very having a very conservative financial approach, with one of the lowest share dilution rates in the junior space. We believe that this is the best tool to create a value added per share at the time of a discovery, which on the time of a discovery is now. Currently, we have $6 million in working capital and no debt. Again, Azimut is the holder of the largest exploration portfolio in Quebec. Our core business since 2003 has been predictive modeling applied to mineral exploration. It's data processing is really our core business. This led us to generate many quality targets across Quebec, and led also to the signing of 32 partnership agreements with 18 different companies, and this led us to the discovery of many new prospects on mineralized zones across Quebec, including the Paton discovery. And again, we are keeping this discovery for ourselves, as mentioned before. The Elmer property owned 100% to Azimut. This is the location of our properties across Quebec. We have two large properties located far north Quebec, gold copper properties that we call Rex and Rex South. These properties have been are under a large strategic agreement with the Quebec's own exploration company named Soquem. It's a major strategic agreement in which Soquem will have to spend $40 million over 6 years to earn 60% interest on these properties. An outlook for the 2021 budget. We have up to the end of June, we have a $10 million plan exploration budget, $5.2 million dedicated to Elmer. We are ending this phase. Most of the bills have already been paid, and you will see we are preparing a second phase. The remaining part of the budget is will be essentially funded by our partners, especially over the Rex and Rex South properties, in which Soquem will invest this year a $4 million budget to drill more than 4,000 meters of drilling. Now, what we envision as the next step for the Elmer discovery, it's still preliminary. Again, this will be based on the results that we will receive over the next few weeks and the next few months. We are planning at current time a 20,000 meter additional program. First, to continue delineating the Paton discovery with 13,000 meters of drilling. Objective is very simple, mostly dedicated to delineation drilling, no infill drilling at this stage. We want to strengthen the shape, have a better definition of the deposit down to 500 meters, and we will start testing the potential down to 800 meters. The remaining part of the program will be starting collecting data for a conceptual study. During this program, we will also continue testing or making a follow-up on the other targets with 7,000 meters of drilling. The starting date not yet fixed, but of course we were thinking about fall 2021. And this is essentially covering our story. Azimut is experiencing a strong organic growth phase with a significant gold discovery with Elmer, which is still growing. We have a good financial position, strategic partnerships, more specifically with Soquem, and you can expect for this year a consistent news flow. Thank you.
Jean-Marc, thank you so much for a great in-depth dive into the company. I always appreciate the fine details and the bird's eye view at the same time. We're going to move right into the question and answer because we have quite a number of people in the room right now, so very well populated, and the questions follow suit. So we'll start off here and ask, how did the numerous partnerships signed by Azimut contribute to keeping a low share count and to its growth?
Yeah, it's a good question. A mineral exploration company always face risk. The way to better address risk is to share the risk with good partners. On this, at a very, very early stage, in the early days of Azimut, we started by using the way we process data to generate very good properties. And this has been used as a tool to attract good partners. We signed 32 deals, representing close to $150 million in work commitment from these partners. And throughout the years, we have been able to develop large programs across Quebec. This led us to gain a fantastic experience at the scale of Quebec with these partners. And this led to many discoveries, prospect discoveries, mineralized zones, and some of them are still totally open. This contributed to the Azimut growth. But in the meantime, by working with other people's money, we have been able to minimize the share dilution rate through time.
Yes.
And this, of course, this is a very good leverage for our shareholders. Well, not because this is like an infancy disease. Early stage dilution is a disaster for a junior company. So far, we have been able to avoid this disease by controlling the share dilution process.
Very clever out of the gate. Thank you for that. Some fine detail questions now. Would Azimut build Patouan if the resource justifies it?
Okay. Azimut is an exploration company. We have the capacity to really advance the property up to a PEA, up to a feasibility, pre-feasibility stage, but we are not miners. And of course, we want to keep the property for ourselves as far as possible, and to fully connect the technical advances, the technical progress, the value we generate through exploration with a robust market cap. It's the idea,
Yes.
And we will go as far as possible, as quickly as possible, but we are not miners. We are good explorers and good developers, but not miners.
Okay, good to draw the line there. Thank you for that. Well,
let's do like some kind of agenda.
Understood. Thank you for clarifying. Let's stick with the topic of Patouan. Stephen asks, what is the metamorphic grade of Patouan and how does it compare to Eleanor?
Okay, again, a very good question. I like this one. Metamorphic grade at Patouan is very low. It's like a low green schist facies, which is very different from the metamorphic grade we see at Eleanor. We know Eleanor very well. We know all the region around the Eleanor mine very well. Context is very different. It's more from a structural standpoint, it's much more simple. Again, there is no isoclinal folding. It's a planar, straight zone, vertically dipping with no structural complexity. Again, at Patouan, we don't see cross-cutting barren dikes, which may create internal dilution. Again, this is sharply contrasting with what we see in the Eleanor region. Maybe the third main difference, we have no arsenic-bearing minerals, only pyrite.
Okay.
And this is good for the metallurgy. Maybe the very yes, the last point, it's wide open for exploration along an extensive shear zone.
Okay, I appreciate that, Jean-Marc. Thank you for that. We have questions, as this is why we're here. Investors in Quebec are asking. Luke writes, we'd like to know that in how many months the overall exploration program will be considered completed on the property of Elmer, and mainly in the Patouan discovery. There's a second question, but we'll start with this one here.
You mean for the duration of the next exploration program, or?
Yes, and how many months would it be considered completed on the property of Elmer, and
Okay.
mainly in Patouan?
Yeah, we are completing, at current time, we are completing our third drilling program. It will be completed in June. Results can be received up to the end of August. We try to do our best to deliver this result as soon as possible. I don't want to repeat probably something which has been already reported by other speakers. The labs are very slow, very, very slow these days.
Yes.
And we are struggling to get the results out from the lab. Saying that, we will start drilling again I hope in September or in October, and for maybe the first months of 2022.
Okay.
Then we will start probably building a 43-101 report,
okay,
and deliver a first resource estimate. And with the objective, again, it's conceptual. You can't take it as granted, but the objective is at least 2 million ounces resource.
Okay, thank you for that. The second part of Luke's question reads, secondly, will you gradually inform the investors about the number of ounces of gold the property contains, as Virginia Gold Mine did in 2005, which would allow the share value to slowly increase over time?
Okay, first, I can't really tell you that Virginia has never reported any resource figure related to their Eleanor discovery. I'm sure of that.
Okay.
They had been acquired by Goldcorp for $500 million US, and they never reported any resource figure at this point of time. Saying that, there is absolutely no interest for us to disclose any resource figure before having 2 million ounces resource.
Okay.
We want to create an impact. We are mine finders. For us, there is no interest in releasing partial results related to a preliminary resource estimate.
Okay.
Again, we are disclosing the database of all the mineralized intercept.
Yes.
If you wish to do your own resource calculation, no problem, you can do.
Fair enough.
Okay.
It's a great positioning and a great clarification, Jean-Marc. Thank you for that. Really popular questions today. Very pleased to see this all coming in. Harry asks, can you drill all year round, or is it seasonal? And until when are you currently funded? Okay,
again, two very good questions, very pertinent. Yes, the project can be drilled year-round. It is accessible year-round. The Patouan discovery is drillable year-round, no problem. In some specific parts of the property, we may have some, we have more swampy sectors, but most of the targets can be are accessible on drillable year-round. It's not like a major problem, a major issue. The project can be advanced on a continuous basis. The other question was, sorry?
Just in terms of, I'll have to come back to that in just a moment.
Yes, for the budget. Yes.
Yes, exactly. How far are you funded?
Okay. The current program, of course, is fully funded,
okay.
And we may think about another financing within the next few months, but there is we're not anxious. We have received a lot of interest from various parties. It's not financing has never been a question for Azimut, and we're very well confident that if we need money, we will find money at the right price.
Okay, it sounds slow and steady is the way to go. Thank you for that. Curious at this point as well, what is Azimut's best copper opportunity?
Okay. Okay. We have not related with the new increase in the copper price, but we have demonstrated at least during over the past 10 or 12 years a strong interest for copper. And we have in northern Quebec, in far north Quebec, two fantastic district scale copper properties, Rex and Rex South. We believe that these two properties offer the potential of having a world-class deposit. It's the two properties are covering. We have a controlling position over one of the largest copper anomaly recognized in Quebec, a 300-kilometer long copper anomaly in lake bottom sediments. And exploration we have conducted over the past 10 years in this region led to the discovery of more than 250 new copper prospect or copper gold prospect. This region has really a fantastic potential for copper. And we have this joint venture, this strategic alliance with Soquem, and this year they will fund a $4 million program, essentially focused on drilling. In the James Bay region, we have also several good copper properties, which will be advanced in 2021 and 2022.
Into next year. Okay, thank you for that, Jean-Marc. Appreciate that. A couple of other questions around specifics that are coming through here. You have the largest, well, let's look at the big picture if I can, Jean-Marc. We go to the 30,000-foot view here. You have the largest mineral exploration portfolio in northern Quebec. The question comes in, besides Elmer, where are Azimut's other real hotspots in the Belle-Province?
I partly already responded to the question. Who are really, when you see, okay, what is the next big hotspot for Azimut? Certainly northern Quebec with the Rex and Rex South properties. Okay. We're really talking about, these two projects can unlock the mineral potential in northern Quebec. Northern Quebec is still largely unexplored. And the rate leading to new discoveries through time on these two properties is fascinating. It's largely open, and I hope that this year we will be able to start demonstrating the real potential of this area. Other hotspot, we have good copper gold properties in the James Bay region. Okay. Namely, more specifically, the Munishi 1 property. We have a high-grade prospect on this property. Piqua is good as well. We have also Wapatik, which will be explored this year as well. A number of properties. Again, it's like having horses. You like these horses, but you you don't know which one will arrive first.
I love that. It's a great metaphor, Jean-Marc. Thank you for that. Some other specific questions. Stephen's asking, how critical, Jean-Marc, was Aztec mine technology to the discovery of Elmer?
It's in few words, it's an edge against the exploration risk. Exploration by itself is a very risky activity, and one of the ways to reduce the initial exploration risk is to have a better tool to identify targets which may potentially correspond to mines.
Okay.
This is a difficult exercise. It's not easy. Again, Aztec Mine by itself is a data-driven methodology which leads us to extract through a proprietary approach the statistical footprint of already known deposits and screen underexplored sectors having a comparable footprint. This is like a very pragmatic approach. We have a full control on the design of this method. It's not a black box. We have a full control on it. We have the ability to understand the results we generate. What is very important, we have been able through time to validate these predictions. Everybody can make predictions. It's much more difficult to validate predictions.
Yes.
And the way we work, we have always been able to connect predictions with field validations on subsequent discoveries.
Okay.
You have to connect both sides of your business, not only predictions on anything else. We have I believe that we are one of the very rare companies having both sides, the prediction experience fully connected with a validation experience.
Yes, to ground the information. I understand.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Jean-Marc. A couple more questions. It's been a very, very popular session. Thank you so much for this. I know our audience is quite active here. A question comes in saying, are you open to offering the Aztec mine method on a commercial basis to, say, other companies?
In fact, many companies ask us to offer this on a commercial basis, and so far we have been very reluctant because we were not ready to offer our edge, our technical edge. Saying that, now we have developed new tools. We reached a new step with the Elmer discovery, and we believe that maybe it could be the right time to generate a cash flow, a revenue cash flow by simply offering the technology to other companies, especially companies having large databases, because we work with data. We need data. We are hungry for data.
I see.
And saying that, yes, we are open to offer this as a service.
Okay, thank you. Jean-Marc, I have very good news that you're quite popular. We're going to push into the break because the questions keep coming in. If you're okay to go for a few more minutes, we'll keep rolling them through.
No problem. Up to you.
For that. I appreciate that. A question comes in from Eric that says, where does the company see future retail participation from now? Sorry, just a quick moment. Where does the company see future retail participation from now for the next financings for the expansion of Pétouan?
Yeah, this is a pertinent question. Azimut has been maybe over the past years too shy, not enough visible, too maybe technically focused. Now it's the time to convey the message and increase our shareholder basis. And of course, we we think to expand our shareholder basis outside Quebec. It's
Yes,
really the right time to do it. We have received over the past few months, the past few weeks, the past few days, a lot of interest from many potential investors, and we try to find the right way to widen our shareholder basis. And of course, we will we will consider this for the next financing.
Okay, always good to be popular, as they say. Very good. Another specific question from Jerry. Any further work planned at the moment, Jean-Marc, at Piqua?
Yes, we did an early drilling program, 2,000 meters of drilling, 11 holes, and now we are working on the results. This project is good. It is a strong copper-bearing system, but we have to properly analyze the results and to optimize the next exploration program on the project. There are still many untested targets on the project, a lot of basic work to be conducted, and certainly more drilling to be conducted within the D zone that we have tested for the first time last year.
Okay, thank you for that. Time for maybe one, maximum two more questions. It's been very popular. Mathieu is asking, when will we see the work on the Rex start?
Again, it's a good question. Because related to our progress at Elmer, we have been a little bit slow to deliver more news regarding Rex.
Yes.
But don't be anxious about the Rex news. They will come at the right point.
Okay.
In fact, we have already people on site since early April, and we are advancing with the preparation of the drilling program. Everything is in place, and we are moving according to the plan. You will have more news as soon as we can.
Okay, everything in time. I appreciate that very much from the honesty side. Let's do with one last question, Jean-Marc, and really only a moment or so to finish up here. And it's a good chance to look forward, I think. And I would love to know, where do you see the company for Azimut, say, in the next 3 to 5 years? Any intention to sell or to develop?
Again, by being a technically driven company, this will be related to the technical advances of the company.
Yes.
Really, as we discussed, the real flagship is a robust Elmer discovery. I believe that we will be in the position to better connect the progress on the project with the market cap. This is really one of the objectives, because this would be just fair to have a full reflect of the value of a discovery. This is the goal.
Okay.
And of course, within the next 2 to 3 years, we believe that we will have a robust project advancing. At this point of time, anything is possible. Even before, anything is possible. But at the same time, we are concurrently advancing the other project. Most of these projects are partner funded. This is not creating any risk in terms of financial decision. We put our money into Elmer to advance it as quickly as possible, as far as possible. And for the other project, we are continuing the way we have done our business over the past years.
Okay, that's a wonderful look forward, Jean-Marc. And I honestly really appreciate you going into the break a little bit. It's been very busy, very popular, a wonderful presentation. We will, of course, be watching the company, and I look forward to talking to you again. Thank you for your time.